Arsenal midfielder Granit Xhaka in isolation after testing positive for COVID-19 while on international duty with Switzerland. Arsenal star Granit Xhaka has tested positive for COVID-19 while on international duty with Switzerland and is therefore set to miss the side's upcoming World Cup qualifiers. Xhaka was absent from Switzerland's squad for this evening's friendly match with Greece after coming down with symptoms on the morning of the match. The 28-year-old immediately went into isolation away from the rest of his teammates in Basel, and an initial test showed a negative result for the virus. However, a subsequent PCR test came back positive, meaning Xhaka will not be considered as Switzerland prepare to resume their qualifying campaign for Qatar 2022. It's been a miserable start to the season for Xhaka, with the midfielder shown a straight red card in Arsenal's 5-0 loss away to Manchester City following a reckless two-footed challenge on João Cancelo. The Gunners sit bottom of the Premier League table after 3 successive defeats, and Xhaka is set to serve a suspension when he returns from international duty as a consequence of his sending off. Arsenal new boy Takehiro Tomiyasu says he's delighted to join an amazing club such as the Gunners. The Japanese defender completed a £17 million move to the Gunners on deadline day following 2 years at Bologna. Mikel Arteta targeted the 22-year-old after agreeing Hector Bellerin's departure, with the Spaniard joining Real Betis on a season-long loan deal. And the Japan international says he cannot wait to play in front of the Emirates crowd following his move. "What a feeling," the defender wrote. "I'm so happy to be part of this amazing club. I can't wait to play with the shirts of Arsenal. See you at the Emirates Stadium. The new journey has begun." The defender will be hoping to make his debut against Norwich after the international break. Arsenal are yet to win a single point in the Premier League this term and are rooted to the bottom of the table after 3 defeats from 3. Arteta is coming under increasing pressure at the club following the Gunners' poor start, but the Spaniard has stressed the need for his new signings to settle. Ian Wright sends classy message to Hector Bellerin following Arsenal exit. Arsenal legend Ian Wright has paid tribute to Hector Bellerin in an emotional farewell message to the defender following his move to Real Betis. Bellerin, who joined the Gunners as a 16-year-old from Barcelona's academy, returns to Spain to join the club his father supports on a loan deal until the end of the season. The right-back was a popular figure throughout his time in North London, with Wright sending a message to the 26-year-old following confirmation of the move on Instagram. "Always represented the club with pure love and respect," Wright wrote. "We have all learned so much from you. Enjoy your time at Betis." Bellerin's move to Betis also reportedly includes the option to buy. It marked a busy final day of the transfer window for Arsenal, with the club also bringing in a man who could serve as the Spaniard's replacement this season. The club agreed a £17 million deal for Bologna defender Takehiro Tomiyasu, with the Japan international agreeing terms on a 4-year contract plus the option of a 5th. "To be honest, I feel sad when Hector Bellerin left Arsenal to join Real Betis on loan because he has played at Arsenal for a long time, and wish him all the best in the new club." Martin Odegaard reveals main condition behind £30 million Arsenal transfer return. Arsenal summer signing Martin Odegaard has stated that career stability was his prime reason for choosing to return to the Emirates Stadium. The Norwegian spent the second half of last season on loan at the Emirates Stadium, with his performances being good enough to convince Mikel Arteta to pursue a permanent deal. An agreement took a while to sort out between Arsenal and Real Madrid, but Odegaard eventually became a permanent Gunner for a fee of £30 million, whilst he penned a 4-year deal in North London. It was somewhat of a surprise to see Odegaard elect for a permanent switch, having aimed to break through with Los Blancos and completed a number of loan deals in order to catch the eye in Spain. However, he has since stated that one of his main reasons was to find a permanent home and stabilize his career. Speaking on international duty, the 22-year-old said, "I wanted stability. I wanted to settle down somewhere with a lot of good players who want to establish the club back in the top, with a good manager. That's why I think Arsenal is pretty perfect for me." Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey is expected to return to first-team training this week following his ankle injury. The Ghana international suffered the injury during a pre-season friendly against Chelsea at the start of last month. It was initially feared that the problem could be serious, but after a careful assessment, the injury was only a minor one. However, he was ruled out for the first 3 Premier League games where the Gunners deeply missed his presence in midfield. That was the reason why the North London Giants are currently rooted to the bottom of the league standings with 0 points and no goals scored. They have missed key players due to injuries and COVID-19. Aside from Partey, Gabriel and Ben White were recently sidelined. All 3 will be involved heavily in training during the international break to get ready in time for the season resumption. The Gunners will host Norwich City in the Premier League on September 11. Arteta may have a nearly fit squad with him to have a first win in the Premier League to help him keep the job. Emotional moment as Willian is reunited with his father in Brazil after leaving Arsenal. Willian shared an emotional moment as he was reunited with his father back in Brazil after leaving Arsenal for a transfer to Corinthians. The 33-year-old had a difficult year at the Emirates Stadium, failing to look anything like the player we saw performing at such a high level for so many years at Chelsea. Willian will now hope to revive his career with Corinthians, and it looks like returning to his home country is perhaps precisely what he needed right now. What is clearly an emotional moment for the player as he embraces his father after arriving in Brazil and signing for his new club. Arsenal fans may not have taken to Willian after his below-par spell in North London, but they'll hopefully be wishing him the best now in what are likely to be the closing stages of his top-level career. Arsenal defender Hector Bellerin reportedly accepted a pay cut to join Real Betis on loan. The Spain international was loaned out to Betis on deadline day, but the move was delayed until the final hours. It is now revealed that the right-back took a pay cut such that he could join Betis before the transfer window shut. Bellerin fell out of favour with the Gunners earlier this year. Callum Chambers and Cedric Soares were preferred ahead of him. There were no assurances of regular game time if he stayed. A move to Betis has given him the chance to revive his career. Bellerin's current deal expires in June 2023. The Gunners will be hoping that the defender shines in La Liga this season. There were no clubs willing to pay €20 million for him this summer, but a good loan spell could attract more transfer interest. Arsenal, Spurs happy to wait on Houssem Aouar for January after couldn't get him in deadline day. Lyon ace Houssem Aouar remains a target for Premier League clubs. The Sun says Arsenal and Tottenham could rekindle their interest in Aouar in January. Both North London clubs were linked with a move for the 23-year-old Lyon playmaker over the summer. A move failed to ever materialise, but according to the Express he could be on his way to London before the season is over. With the Frenchman's contract expiring in the summer of 2023, Lyon may be forced to sanction a move before losing Aouar for a cut price fee or even on a free transfer. And with Aouar open to a new challenge elsewhere, a January move could well be on the cards.
If you like the video, like,